Hello and welcome to the second part of the solution to coding challenge number 12. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, then please check that out first by clicking on the link on your screen or in the video description. For those of you who have seen it, let's get straight into the solution. Now, as you can see here on the left-hand side, we have our function with one digit whose default value is 2. Then we have a dictionary which will contain all the combinations investigated by the code. Now we can use our findings from last week's episode and say for n1 in range 1 to 9, and then for n2 in range 1 to 10 minus n1. Now, do you remember how last week I also said that n3 is the easiest number to calculate? Well, that's because all we have to do is write n3 equals 10 minus n1 minus n2. Now we have all the lengths of the 3 portions into which we want to split our string of 10 digits. So all we have to do now is generate each of the 3 portions of our string as an integer value. We can do that by writing left num, short for the number on the left-hand side, will be equal to int of digit, which in this case is our number 2, multiplied by n1. Then our center num will be equal to int of digit times n2, and then our right num will be equal to int of, you've guessed it, digit times n3. Here now we reveal our first little secret. By keeping the digit 2 as a string, when we multiply it by our numbers n1, n2, and n3, we are not multiplying it in the mathematical sense, but rather creating new strings where each string contains the digit 2 repeated over and over. How many times, you may ask? Well, by however large our numbers n1, n2, and n3 are. Now we can calculate our result by saying result equals left num times center num times right num. Then we can record our result in the combinations dictionary by saying combinations of result equals n1, n2, n3. And finally, we can write outside of the for loop return max of list of combinations dot keys, and then combinations of max of list combinations dot keys. Now let's test our code. As usual, we can press the F5 key, and then on the right hand side we can write sol1, and there you have it. As you can see, the maximum result, given by the value of 109,509,048, is obtained by splitting our string of 2's into 3 parts, each with a length of 4, 3, and 3 digits respectively. Now this is the solution to the challenge. I can also say that the length of the 3 parts will not change if we have a string of 1's, 2's, 3's, 4's, etc. I'll show you why this is true in next week's video. In the meantime, if you think you already know the answer, then make sure to write it out in the comments below. As always, I'll also leave a link to my previous coding challenges and Python tutorials on the screen and in the video description. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you again next week for the last part of the solution. So until then, happy coding!